Happy Sunday morning. Today is just a chill day for me, but I wanted to come on and greet you guys and give you a little bit more content. I'm in my Blue Jays shirt. We are Canadian, and so I'm just supporting them. Anyways, let's get into this video. Today's topic is what a narcissistic mother does to traumatize you. So I lived with this for over 30 years, and it is well known by me, all the things that she has done through my life. It was only more recent years that I recognized it, so I want to help you guys recognize it as well so that you can break the cycle of abuse and make healing changes in your life. So number one, she acts like a totally different person in front of other people. I could never understand how my mom would be screaming at me all the way to church, yelling, screaming, using foul language even, and we would get to the church doors and like a switch, she would flip. She would immediately begin her sweet voice and be so kind and so loving and so helpful, and it always threw me for a loop. It was to the point where I would be crying so hard when I got to church because of all the terrible things she was saying to me and screaming at me that I would have to sit in the car at church and not go in. And people must have looked at me as an unruly teenager or an unruly kid and thought of me as a very unfriendly person. But it was because of the abuse that I was withstanding in the home that no one knew about, because outside of the house, the act that she could put on was Oscar winning. So that's number one. Have you ever experienced that? Number two is when bad things happen, they make it about themselves. So this happened throughout my life. Whenever I'd come to her with things that were bothering me or upsetting me, she would just tell me about her situation and completely turn it into something about herself. But the last thing that was absolutely unmistakable was when my father died. When my dad died, I called my mom, and they had been divorced for many years, but I had called her and I said, "Mom, Dad passed away last night." And instead of being like, "Oh my goodness, sweetheart, are you okay? How are you taking it? How are you doing?" She was like, wait for this. Her response to me telling her that my dad had passed away was, "Well, I guess I'm next." To this day, it still blows me away to remember that, because I don't understand how that can be your response to your child in pain. But they don't have any empathy. They don't understand other people's feelings, emotions, positions, none of it. So in that moment, she heard my dad died and she made it all about her. And I remember just getting off the phone because I wasn't finding a safe place to express my feelings or share the hurt that I was feeling. I just excused myself from the conversation. So that was number two. Number three, the third way that having a narcissistic mother in particular is traumatizing, is that they divide everyone. So everyone in our family at one time or another was in her crosshairs, and then she would spread rumors and say mean and poor things about that person to other people. So there was never this family unit. It was always divided off. You were either on my mom's side or you weren't. And if you weren't on my mom's side, then bad things were going to be said about you. And if you were on my mom's side, then you kind of had to just go along with the abuse that she was giving to the other members of the family that were not on her side at that time. So just splintering of these family relationships and pitting one sibling against another, or pitting you against an aunt or an uncle or something. But there was always this dynamic of keeping everybody in their little boxes separate and frustrated with one another, even over things that didn't involve them. So those are the three ways. Oh, and I should say, by doing that, you always felt like you were alone. You never knew if when you had trouble or if you needed to talk to anyone, you could trust anyone because of all the rumors and smear campaigns that your mom had gone about and done. either the family wouldn't trust you, or you didn't know if the stories she spread were true about the other person, so you didn't know if they were somebody safe to go to either. So those are my 3 ways that you can recognize a narcissistic mother, and the 3 ways that I was specifically traumatized by her. If you share any of these similarities, I would love to hear about it in the comment section below. I've said it before in videos, the comment section is where I found so much help and so much value hearing other people's stories, and it helped me to get out of a narcissistic abuse marriage. So if you've got something to share, please don't hold it back. Throw it in the comment section below. You don't know who you're helping. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and join us here more often. I put out videos every week, and I try to do it even more frequently than that. So I'd love to have you a part of our family. Talk to you soon. Bye.